Sunny with cloudy periods. Some scattered showers or thunder showers expected, mainly along the eastern mountains. Highs today from 22 to 26. Coastal BC's in for a mix of sun and cloud, a little more cloud in the north, a little more sun in the south. Highs of 16 to 21 along the coast, near 27 inland. Well, this morning, a preview of an event happening this afternoon at 5 o'clock in front of the bathhouse at English Bay.
I like your outfit.
One that captures the spirit of the jazz festival, the spirit of poetry, and the spirit of performance art. But I have no way of describing what a wanton act of poetry will be this afternoon.
Well, I mean, every act of poetry in a way is wanton in the present world, isn't it? I mean, poetry is so despised and left in the cold that if you bring it out in the public and show it in the public in the plain light of day, people are going to be aroused by it.
How long have you been a poet, Jamie?
Since I was 18 years old. I'm now, close to 58, so 40 years.
But don't you think that poetry has changed in terms of its perception? Don't you think people it seems to me people are welcoming it like never before?
Well, I mean...
Or is this cyclical?
There is a cyclical development in poetry, and in a way people are welcoming the new performance poets, in Vancouver at least, in a way that poetry hasn't been welcomed before. You can go to performances in Vancouver where 100 or 150 people show up.
Maybe it's just because there are more people in the world now.
Well, that's part of it, too. Part of it is that poetry has a direct relationship to the body and the voice. And in this sort of mediated world of television and the electronic world, to get back to the actual body and the actual contact with the personality and the person is something that people are hungry for. So that helps.
Tom, how do you describe the kind of poetry that you do?
Well, it's a visual poetics, and it's out on the street, so it's public. It's very public, and that's the key aspect of it. And I started doing this back in '91 when I started to write more, and I realized, well, what am I going to do with this? A well-known poet may get a chapbook published. You print 500 copies. It's a bestseller, and where from there? My involvement with music was back when I was 15 is when it started, but my involvement with poetry was about 3 or 4 years later, when I used to, there were all these, I'm from Montreal, and all these little places were on St. Catherine Street and every place else, and they used to have jazz and poetry, and one of the people that used to do all this stuff was Leonard Cohen. And
skipped over several lines. Yeah, right. So, but were you listening to music when you were writing this poem?
I suppose I was. I can't actually remember that I was listening to music, but I was hearing music in my brain when I was. I was probably playing Lester Young at the time that I was. So we just brought him in to sort of anchor the performance today. And he's playing from his professional repertoire, I would say.
yeah, they were manufactured. Yeah, they are plastic. No, plastic.
put up here today in honor of the Jazz Festival and People's Celebration. And I'd just do a short reading of it for you right here. All I do is feed words into the saxophone. Hard words, warm words, sharp words, pointed words, words like burps and farts. The rifle has a single trigger. Press this and a man is dead. How powerful! It can make wives and children weep. The saxophone carries 18 to 21 brass keys and as many keys of harmony as 2.5 octaves can contain. Press these keys, people dance and dream of children and the means to keep them alive.
Yeah, I did that.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
How about a close-up shot of the letter with the water droplet on?
Well, it's just in time, eh, Tom? Thank you.
Which is, I always the best arrangement most of the time.